We came to a really difficult place. We had experience in the last 2 seasons not winning here, and we wanted to make another step against a really good side and keep knocking on the door and keep insisting, because the way they play demands that, but very happy.
At the point that the corner was taken, I saw Gabi go in a duel, and I went to the back post for that to happen. So really pleased the ball came there, and did the last job.
Where Gabriel's jump so wide that it's almost impossible. If you don't stop him in the run, and we tried most of the times, we did very well in our defensive set pieces. In that moment, he jumped in a way that was very difficult for us to control.
3 goals conceded in 11 games. That's the best ever defensive start in Arsenal's history.
Yeah, I'm so happy for the team, for everyone, because we work very hard in training every day, and yeah, that's the reward we get as well. If you keep a clean sheet, you need only one goal to win a game, and it was a tough game for us today, and we did it that way.
Well, Jonathan said it there. They are the best defensively in Europe. They've gone back-to-back games now without letting the opposition have a shot. First time in 22 years. So what's improved? Because they were already good last season defensively.
Yeah, I think they defend really well as a team in all parts of the pitch. So I just want to show you the first clip. You would say this is a high block, if Alan, you forgive me for saying that. But in terms of, it was a throw-in, and look at the reaction from Gabriel to get back in. Now you've got a 4 versus 4, and as the clip materialises, the ball goes wide, Gabriel's back into position, the ball's going to get circulated around again, and before you know it, you've got the whole team behind the ball. That is defending as a group, as a team, knowing exactly what they need to do. So you've had the high block. Now we're in the mid block. Arsenal on the ball. They give away the ball sloppily. And you think in this situation, will they panic? Nope. Rice sails Gabriel to go left. Calafiori doubles up with him. Rice goes into the centre-back position. Absolute brilliant defending. So they've had the high, we've had the middle, and this is what they've been doing, especially in the Champions League against really good sides in that low block. Saying to Fulham, play round us, because you're not going to play through us. And if they do get through, it's going to have to be something exceptional to really do that. Nice and compact, excellent, and yeah, I mean, the compactness in the centre of the pitch of this team is just brilliant. So the conclusion of that, if they continue to do this, last season they drew 1-1, today they get the win, and if they want to win the league, they need to carry on with this form, because look at that, goals conceded first, clean sheets first, big chances against first, XG, and the rest is history.
And may well be.
Maybe.
As you allude to there, defensively, yes, very, very strong. They've scored the same amount of goals at this stage as they did last year, which is 15 goals. And all season long, we were hearing they really need a centre-forward. They need somebody who can, bag them a load of goals. They buy the centre-forward in Gyökeres. And he hasn't got the goals, but has he helped improve them?
Yeah, he hasn't got the goals. I mean, he's not in the league as of the 3 we showed in the previous clip, far from that. But I think he brings a different strength. There's no doubt that he will have to improve his goal scoring. As you said, he's only got 3. But one of his strengths, which has suited Arsenal, is he actually goes the other way. He goes in behind. And I think when he does that, that then creates space for others to play, because last season you had maybe Havertz or Marino coming short, and that's easier for teams to defend against. But when you're running the other way, they get deeper and deeper. That then opens the space up for others to play. So I think from that point of view, he has improved Arsenal.
And will he get the goals? Do you feel
I think he will get the goals. Obviously, nowhere near as many as he got last season, but he will get the goals. With the number of chances that Arsenal create, he will, and his numbers should improve.
So Arsenal got the job done, right? It wasn't pretty at times, but it was all about 3 points.
No, I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think we're going to see a lot more games like that, unfortunately, because it's about getting the job done. What we know is that our defence is solid. They know that if they score a goal, the guys, that you probably can win the game. You'd like to win it a lot more comfortably, but I think at this stage of the season, with this block of games what's coming, Kelly, I think it's important to win them in any way you can.
Yeah, and they did that today, didn't they?
Yeah, they have to dig in. Again, set plays, which we know Arsenal are really, really strong at, got them out of trouble again. But I didn't think Fulham did enough in the attacking area to really hurt Arsenal and cause them problems. But Arsenal will have games like this where teams know that Arsenal better than them, instead of just sitting on that low block. And Arsenal struggled to break it down today, but they just kept going, and ultimately got the 3 points.
8 clean sheets in 11. We've seen it now. We saw it last season.
Yeah.
This is what this team's built on, defensive stability, isn't it?
It is. It's funny because when I played, that's what it was built on, and we had a defence where if we scored a goal, we knew we were winning, and I think that they've got the same feeling now in respect of our defence and how good we are. You know, obviously while you're watching it as an Arsenal fan, you're worried because you think, oh, they're going to breach us and that, but like it's always. I think they had one shot. I'm not even sure how many shots Fulham had today. Really to trouble David Raya.
None on target.
So there you have it. But at the same time, because there's so much jeopardy on it for Arsenal, and they have to win these games to make sure that they could keep the points up above Liverpool, you know, you just have to get these games won.
Yeah, it was the first goal of the season in the Premier League for Leandro Trossard in the second half of this one that did win it. What did you like about this goal, Wrighty?
Well, again, it was the delivery, Kels. It was fantastic, exactly where it needs to be. And, you know, when you get in games like this, these are the deciding factors, the quality that Saka practices and puts it in. That's where he wants to put it. That's where Gabriel's going to that's where he's going to end up to get the flick. And then you want to make sure that you've got someone covering the back post like Leandro Trossard. And then it's done. There's a lot of work that's gone into that. There's a lot of work.
Arsenal scored 15 goals this season and 7 of them have been from corners. That's an impressive record.
It's so impressive. And I mean, there Trossard getting this little tap in between Jimenez and Kearney. But you know what? It's one of them where, if you look at the first graphic we saw there are 2 players trying to mark Gabriel. Now, set plays and this type of situations only work if you've got genuine people in your squad that want to go and head it. And he's one of those, Gabriel, that every single time the cross comes in, he wants to be the first contact on it. And he's either scored or he's assisted. Been brilliant.
Yeah, and we're seeing other teams kind of almost learn from Arsenal, aren't we?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not an easy skill. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of work on the training ground to make it happen. And to perfect it, you need somebody who can put the ball right on the sixpence, and that's what Arsenal got at the minute.
Let's take a look at Arsenal's upcoming fixture run then, because if you take a look at these, Benty, up until the end of November, there's plenty of games that Arsenal will look at and say they're winnable.
Yeah, they are, but they're going to be difficult for different reasons. I mean, Atletico speaks for itself. Crystal Palace at home, they're in good form, caused Arsenal problems last year. But you've got Brighton's, Burnley, that are going to sit in and make it difficult, more so Burnley maybe than Brighton. So even though on paper you go, do you know what, there's winnable fixtures, they're all going to cause their own problems. There's going to be different ways of playing.
Even just Sunderland away, that's going to be a tough game. Sunderland will be looking forward to Arsenal coming, the team that's trying to go to win the league. And Sunderland will want to cause problems in that game. It's going to be, all of those games will be tough for Arsenal, but I think they've got more than enough experience, especially the last 3 years, finishing second consecutively. They know how to go there now and what they have to do. And this is why, with the squad we've got, there isn't really any excuses this season. You've just got to go and get the job done.
But Arsenal have just beaten Fulham by 1-0 at Craven Cottage to send them back to the top of the Premier League. A narrow win, but it could have potentially been a slightly bigger win had they been given the penalty, Wrighty, that was originally given on field, but then VAR saw it overturned. Did you think that this was the correct decision?
You know what, Kels, the margins we're dealing with, and we're dealing in the minutiae of like fouls and touches. And when you look at this, obviously right now it looks like, oh, that's a penalty straight off the bat. But then what we see is that we see him get a little touch on the ball. But what they should show is the contact on the knee first. And I'm talking about dealing with the margins. Now, there it is there, right? And then, you know, we're dealing with, like, when you look at this ball, look at the margins of where he touched the ball. It's the same.
Yeah.
So how can it not be a penalty for the touch on the knee, but it can be... It can not be given for that minuscule touch on the ball. I'm confused with it now.
I guess the thing with this, though, is it a clear and obvious error as well?
Well, he's had to kick through Saka to get the ball because Saka's in full flow motion, and that knock on his knee, and however slight it is, knocks him off balance enough, and then he wins the ball. So I always thought if you kick through a player to get the ball, then it's a foul. So, but unfortunately, again...
I don't agree with the touch, how light the touch is, because that's what they're giving penalties for. Like, he's not giving that penalty for, like, OK, he's touched his knee there, so that's a touch.
Yeah.
Right, that's thrown him off balance. And then look at the touch on the ball.
Yeah.
Can that touch, even the slightest of touch that we're seeing there, that will have thrown him off balance?
Well, the thing about it is, it's not even a case of that. It's as he touched the man before the ball, because Saka's gone over. And that's what we're talking about. People can say, well, is it enough of a touch? It's a touch. Just like it's not a penalty because of the minute touch he's had on the ball. Yeah,
I think as well with Saka as well in his body position, the way he's going away, his next touch is a shot. So obviously the contact knee to knee, however slight it is, knocks him off balance enough for him not to get the shot off. So it's one of them where I don't quite understand the rules, but if we're going by the margin we've seen in other games, that's a penalty.
So you're also saying that because the position he was in, it would have been preferable to him to have stayed on his feet?
Of course it would, because his next one's a shot.
Yeah.
His next one's a shot on goal.
With his favoured left foot.
Yeah, but Arsenal didn't let it deter them, did they? I know.
And we saw when Liverpool dropped points the other week and Arsenal won the game, and that's what they've got to do this season. It's something they haven't done the last couple of seasons. They've been chasing, but when they've had the opportunity to put a marker down, they haven't done it. And I think that they've done it in the last few games, especially the opportunity to put a marker down. They haven't done it. And I think that they've done it in the last few games, especially coming off of an international break. It's a game that they had to win. You know, they've got a run of games now where they have to try and pick up points.